It's April 7th. I'm outside. I've been working all winter long getting this area cleared. The daffodils have come up. This overgrown bush area was completely overgrown. I've cleared and weeded out this quite a bit, cut it back. Now these will have nice white flowers in June, but it did get completely overgrown, was completely all the way into here. And I cut this path between the two to separate them. This is the forsythia, and that's already blooming. And I want to keep this separated. And I kind of want to almost get rid of a lot of this because this is the prime sun spot. This is the area best for my raised garden bed because this is the spot that gets the most sun. So I kind of got to keep working on it. And the only problem though is that, see that? Can you see? Can it focus? I'm not sure if you can focus it better. Those are thorns, very, very sharp thorns. So these are cutting this back. I ripped my hands quite a bit on these very, very sharp, long thorns. And then I still have to clean up the leaves and the vines around here. And this is probably where I got the poison ivy. It was in all of these tangled up vines that were overgrown. And then this whole area up here I've completely cleared, and that's where I want to put the grass seed. But they told me it was too early to put the grass, so now I've already got these little flowers growing all over, which means I'm going to have to rake them all up and pull them out, then put the grass seed down. So that's a lot of work. But here we have these pretty daffodils coming up, and I have some of the tulips and the hyacinths, which I think left over from Easter. So when they're done, I'm going to take them and put them into these rocks, and maybe next year in the spring I'm going to put more tulips and rocks in here, so that way it'll look really pretty, sort of like a rock garden. And then that's the big compost heap. That's where I had the garden last year. That's my trellis I built. So I have a lot of work to do. I mean, it's April 7th, so I gotta get cracking. Mr. Lokanoff has kindly pulled apart that pallet I found, so I have the wood. I just gotta build it and map out where I'm gonna put it exactly. I need to probably take down that tree limb. It's April 14th. The yellow forsythia is out. Got all the leaves off of this area. Cut back that giant bush, and now I'm mapping out where I'm going to put the raised garden bed. So I've got some of the wood here. I think I'm going to do two. So I think maybe I'm going to put one here and one there. So I'm going to have to clear a little bit more of this. The reason why I'm coming over towards this area instead of all this open space here is that because this tree, which the leaves aren't out yet, when the leaves come out, this whole area is in shade. This area where this bush is the sunniest spot. So I want to have my raised garden beds in places where it gets full sun. So I'm gonna have to clean out a little bit more of this and then build my frames and start putting in the dirt. I just got the grass seed down and the straw on top. Cleared that whole area. Getting my wood out here, trying to figure out where I'm going to put my raised bed garden, pulling up all the weeds. A lot of work. April 17th. Daffodils are looking good. I'm going to have to prune back this bush some more though, because this is the spot right here where the most sun is, and I want my raised bed gardens in sun. You can see that branch, it comes all the way over here. So I'm going to have to cut back more of this bush. It is a pricker bush, but it does have pretty white flowers in June, so that's why I'm not killing it all off. And then the forsythia over here looks good, but see this bit right here? It's kind of bare. I'm going to have to prune this back too, which is okay because then it'll open up this walkway a bit more. So a lot of work. Hi everybody, it's May 1st, so I'm not sure you can see so well, but anyhow, these lovely violets took over the area that I just put the grass seed in, which is great because they look very pretty, except for that the grass seed has not germinated at all. It did go down to freezing the other night, so I'm worried it might have been killed. Anyhow, we'll see. Don't know, but I just spent the whole day clearing this area to put down my raised bed gardens, so I think that's kind of where they're going to go. Just clear that whole area. I've got some hay over there. I got to cut back this bush a bit more, but unfortunately all those white weeds just kind of took over and grew really tall overnight, and so eventually I'm going to have to pull them all out, try to put grass seed everywhere. But since it looks so pretty with those nice white flowers, I'm just going to leave it for now. I can only do so much. Here we are, May 9th, Mother's Day, and outside gardening. Here are my raised bed gardens. I've been working on them with my screwdriver, hammer. I got to finish putting them together. Over here, miracle of miracles, the grass finally started coming up out of the ground. It's Saturday, May 15th. I've got my frames in, and now what I'm doing is sort of digging up the ground, because after I dig this up, I'm going to loosen the soil, pull any roots, turn it around, and then I'm going to fill this with potting soil, compost, and chicken manure. So hopefully my plants are going to grow really, really well. All right, so that's my compost, the really dark black stuff that looks wet. It's not completely finished. Like, I can still see bits of pineapple. The eggs haven't completely broken up. So I only put just a little bit of the compost in here. So I'm just gonna have to wait. I'll use the compost maybe later on in the summer to add nutrients to the top of the soil, but it's not really ready yet. So what I'm gonna do now though is I'm gonna mix up my topsoil, or the potting soil, to put into. So here I have this, this is coconut coir, and it helps retain water, so I'm gonna have to break that up. Then we have our organic fertilizer, and I've got two types of potting mix. This is the Miracle Grow potting mix, and then this is just another garden line potting mix. I'm gonna mix the two and the coconut, and then put it in to the bed. All right, so now I've got the dirt in there. That was 4 of those big bags, so I could probably use even another one, but I'm running out, and I still have to do that one. So this is good. I'm going to cover it now with the hay so we don't get any weeds in there. Here we are, June 21st, and look, beets are coming up out of the ground. Yay! Here are our beets. Here's our Swiss chard. Finally, after months of preparing this land, building our raised bed garden, we've got something to look forward to. The carrots and parsnips, no activity yet, but certainly looking forward to all those beets and all those Swiss chard. I still haven't even planted anything in there yet. I'll put collard greens in there. It's a lot of work.